This is my video for the Rio Black Rifle match held at the Rio Salado Sportsman's Club on July 7th, 2018. This stage consisted of 4 steel targets at about 100 yards and 1 stop plate steel target with a light react on it at about 300 yards. This stage was shot in 3 strings, the 3 strings being added together for the shooter's total time. Shooting off my bipod on 6 power on this stage made it relatively easy. I was second overall on this stage with 89.44% of the winner's score. There are 3 hanging steel plates from this first position at about 80 or 90 yards. I underestimated the distance, thinking it was about 50, so I was shooting over the top of that center target. Now there is a spinner target at about 100 yards. Because I'm on this rooftop prop, I go for single hits back and forth until it rotates. I'm not stable enough to double it.
Over.
Now there is rifle steel at 300 to 400 yards. I was 5th overall on this stage with 73.01% of the winner's score. This stage begins with some tiny 4-inch targets at about 60 to 70 yards.
Hit. 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 It's terrible. Hit. Hit. Hit.
After the tiny closer targets, there are 2 silhouettes at about 300 yards.
Hit. Hit. Oh, now I can't really see that.
The engagement is then repeated from this fence post.
Hit. Hit. Hit.
The fence post is a bit more stable than the bounce of the plastic barrel.
Hit.
I was 7th overall on this stage with 84.32% of the winner's score. This was a simple hoser stage. I appreciated the fact that all the targets were easy to see. If I had to do this portion again, however, I would have kept shooting on the move. On short stages like this, efficiency of movement is everything. I was 17th overall on this stage with 67.72% of the winner's score. This stage was also shot in 2 strings. This first string, the shooter advances up the stairs, then gets in position. There is an array of targets at 300 yards and an array at 200 yards. There are 2 mandatory targets on each array with a bonus target between them. The bonus targets are smaller. I attempted to engage them during this string, but didn't have any luck. So on my second string, I didn't bother.
Hit. Hit.
I was 20th overall on this stage with 74.39% of the winner's score. It is also interesting to note that I was the highest score without any bonuses. In the end, I was 3rd overall out of 79 shooters, 1st out of 2 in Trooper Division, and the only person crazy enough to compete in armored category in the July Arizona heat. I really enjoyed this event thanks to the minimal reset and the challenge presented of mostly intermediate range targets from 100 to 400 yards. Stages like this do a better job of actually testing the rifle configurations that people typically use in 3-gun matches. This event was a perfect test for my KE-15 shooting team rifle with Vortex Viper 1:6 optic. I feel like this configuration is overkill for a lot of events that don't go past 200 yards, but at this match it was perfect. Thank you for watching, and come back again for more match and multi-gun competition content.